Getting behind the wheel of a moving vehicle doesn't much entice thoughtful Japanese director Ryûsuke Hamaguchi. I don't consider myself a good driver, to be honest. I would rather be on the passenger side. I enjoy that. That confession came as he was recently speaking via an interpreter in Los Angeles. What actually revs his creative engine are the soul-bearing exchanges that can occur within the confines of an outdated but immaculately kept two-door automobile. Hamaguchi's critically exalted masterwork Drive My Car, which has been adapted for the screen from a short story of the same name by revered author Haruki Murakami, tracks the winding roads of two individuals, a rider and a chauffeur. The captain is widower and theater director Yûsuke Kafuku, Hidetoshi Nishijima, who must accept the services of Misaki, Tôko Miura, a young woman working as a driver, in order to take a job directing a multilingual version of Anton Chekhov's Uncle Vanya. For Kafuku, driving had been a ritual of introspection. Now he must share that intimacy with another person who is also harboring deep pain. Hamaguchi says he recognizes himself in his protagonist, a man finding in work an escape from unresolved tragedy. In the original story the character is an actor and in the movie he's also a theater director, and since they're different from me in terms of their professions, I had to make them closer to me, he explained. His own practices with actors informed those used by Kafuku. Repeated script reading, Hamaguchi believes, helps the thespians internalize the text and decipher its multiple meanings. I'm always hoping that I will be able to capture that moment. When the actor and the text really become connected, he said. Drive My Car, which won the Screenplay Award at this year's Cannes Film Festival and is the Japanese entry for the next International Feature Oscar, has been on a tier T. Perhaps even more impressively, it's one of two films Hamaguchi released this year, the other being Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy, itself a cinematic triptych of romantic bite-sized fictions. Were you an avid reader of Murakami's work before engaging with his writing for a film adaptation? If so, why was Drive My Car the chosen piece of this purpose? I have been reading his stories since I was in my 20s, but during my 30s I didn't get much of a chance to read his books. Drive My Car was first introduced back in 2013 in a magazine and an acquaintance of mine recommended it. I read it and I liked it. But at the time it wasn't realistic to think I would make a movie out of it. But then in 2018, a producer told me, you could adapt his short stories into a movie, and he suggested a story of Murakami from 2018, but that story seemed a bit difficult to adapt.